What's up, guys? Welcome to R&D Pendragon week number 3. My name's JP McDaniel, joined by the rest of the cast as always, and it's time to find out what they have been up to. Wheat, we've spoken a lot in the past day or two, so I know what you've been up to.
Yeah. I was going to say before, I think maybe you and I should have a contest to see who can get their tweet on the Ultra live
Dude,
stream
I've been
first.
trying. I've been trying.
Have you?
You been trying?
Have you? Okay. I haven't, but I've seen a couple of really bad ones, and I'm just saying to myself,
Yeah.
holy crap. So I apologize in advance if you see me bouncing. It's probably because I can't help but not listen to the greatness that is Ultra right now.
That's true.
Link, please.
Just go to ultramusicfestival.com, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried well, I wasn't trying, but I was using the hashtag last night and hoping that it might work. But some guy tweeted he got on there and he said he tweeted 300 times just so he could get his name, and they showed it on there. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh man, that's
I don't think I'm gonna spam my my Twitter verse with that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm already spamming it enough with just talking about the different sets. So we got a good time though, week. There's not that Carl Cox is pretty interesting. We're gonna probably miss Cruella, but we'll make it for Armin, and then we'll get Dead Mouse later tonight. So we're good.
Yep.
So we're good. Anything else, sweet?
No, I just want to give a shout out to Jeff Green. He joined us for our Friday show about video games on 8-bits. It was a blast to have him, and I'm just happy that he's a permanent part of the show. And that's newsworthy. So thanks, Jeff, and look forward to next week.
Cool. Well, let's catch up with our GM, DM, everything, M something. Steve Lumpkin, what's going on?
I have been getting sick.
What?
Yes, it's the worst.
Well,
So
at least you
people
won't
are
have it
like-
for PAX. That's what you can look forward to.
yes, that's other news. I'll be going to PAX East, so that's really exciting.
And you won't be sick because you will already have gotten
Right,
sick.
I'll avoid the con plague. My
You won't get the PAX
constitution
flu.
will be at super high. Someone's been like, what on earth is going on with Steve's hair? This is what happens when I wake up on a weekend and shower early and then nap for like 3 hours in the afternoon.
Ah.
That's
Yes.
what I do, man. How do you think this happens?
Yeah, every day, right?
Every day.
Me too. I have this problem. Man.
Yeah. We just
I have a
dipped his
similar
hair.
thing going on.
Yeah.
I
no, it's
also just woke up and I'm like, this is what the hair looks like, so
it's a
dealing.
good hair day.
And I won't be going to PAX. I'm sad because now more people are going and I'm not.
Yeah, I
now.
thought you were
I thought
going.
you said you were going.
Yes.
I was going, but apparently they changed our stuff up at the Intel booth and we're probably going to be moving to having our tournament at PAX Prime instead. So
Well, it'll be at PAX Prime. But Sucks won't be
Yeah.
at PAX East.
yeah.
I still need to go to... I was probably going to go to Prime regardless, and then I got roped into going into East. So, whatever. I guess I'll go to Prime as well.
Wait, is everyone going to East except for me now?
Yeah.
You're going to JP?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh my gosh! Now I feel like I should just get a ticket and go, just
You
to
should.
like do
Yep,
a live
pretty much.
R&D session.
Pretty
if you
much.
wanna split into a room, you can. Actually,
Really?
I don't know if they're still available, but yesterday they had 200 a night, like 2 miles from the convention center. It's really cheap rooms.
Oh, 2 miles from the
Someone's
convention
looking for a roommate.
center.
I might do it. I might just fly out. And
Might as well
so I think it'd be
say
cool to meet up with
50
everyone.
miles.
You should
No,
fly out,
convention
Maggie.
center. 2 miles is like the hotel connected to the convention center. That's
I
like
tried to get in at the I think it's the Westin, the one that's
Westin
connected.
Waterfront,
You know how
yeah.
much they want to charge me?
I'm afraid to even
Probably a
say
lot.
like a low 4-digit number, but
It was 2,500 a night.
oh my god! I was like, I thought you were gonna tell me like 1,200, but that
No,
is
man.
insane.
I was telling Steven, I was like, get me a cosplay outfit and I'll cosplay for you guys.
Yeah.
That'll be my in to the convention.
JP,
But,
2,500 a night.
I'll see. I'll talk with you guys offline. We'll figure out something.
JP, I think that room comes with its own butler and a tiger.
It better,
So
man.
you might want to look
It
into
better.
that. Having a tiger for a weekend might be kind of cool.
They-
Yeah.
Do they put the tiger in the jacuzzi?
I don't know.
I've
Yeah.
never experienced this room myself.
Hotels are crazy to me, man, because when I went to Atlanta, I paid 119 a night, and I had a jacuzzi next to my bed. Next
Right?
to my bed, and 119 a night.
Yeah.
And that was
That's-
costing 2,500 a night, and there's no fucking jacuzzi.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't understand hotels, man. I don't understand them. But yeah, I guess I'll be going. But Steve, what else, man? I'm sorry to interrupt. We got off on a
That's
tangent.
it, dude.
Nothing?
Yeah, that's all. I've been like making really crappy like snack food dinners for the last week or so
Yeah.
because I have no energy.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Oh my gosh, I just have to say this. Someone said I could cosplay as the tiger.
There you go.
In the room.
We could put that person
You just walk
in the jacuzzi.
Yeah. Exactly. You'll just you'll just go to the hotel, be like, yeah, I'm here for the 2,500 a night room. I'm the tiger. They're like, yeah, sure, come on in. You'll be in here all weekend. Yep. You could do it, Maggie. Look into it. Maggie, what have you been up to?
Playing games, setting up new stuff for Crunchy Report, which is the anime show I run. We're actually going to be having a show every day that will release every day. Obviously, we're not recording it every day because that would just be absolutely nuts on top of all the other stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've actually been eating some delicious things lately, so that's
Yeah?
what's been in my mouth. My favorite thing is the asparagus grilled cheese. Like, if you haven't had asparagus grilled cheese,
That
you
sounds
need it
pretty
in your
good.
life. You need it. Just go make
What-
yourself some.
Do you just grill the asparagus and then throw it into a grilled cheese? Is that what that is?
With some tomatoes and
You lost me.
some cream cheese. It's just so good.
Kind of got me back, but the tomatoes, no deal. No deal.
You don't have to put tomatoes in it. People put onions. I can't handle onions, so.
Sounds
Sounds all right, I
Besides
guess.
that, ROS, everyone's playing that, so just, keep piling on more people into that genre.
Yeah.
And EverQuest Next is out. Well, EverQuest Next Landmark, I should say. And now they're actually changing their name just to Landmark, which will make things less confusing, thankfully. Is in closed beta, so I have been playing that, and I've been giving away lots of beta keys for that, which I'll be doing after the stream. I'll be streaming some more, so if you guys want to hang out, possibly get a beta key.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You gonna be watching Ultra as well?
I have been. JP and I were talking about it earlier, saying how I would never want children because I see these girls who are like, "Hey mom, look at my boobs," and I'm just like, "Oh man, I would be
So you
down
just
there,
never want
grabbing them by
girls.
the ear, pulling them out of that building. Like I don't know.
So you want a kid or
You want
a
a boy.
then?
Yeah.
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 No, I
The
don't
one
want any
grabbing at
children.
these women, right? You're good with that? Is that what you're saying?
That's even worse.
Is that what you're saying,
No,
Maggie?
I want a valiant, chivalrous knight for a son. If I
see.
ever have one. I don't know. I guess I just can't. I can't even imagine having kids. So
You just have to introduce him to role-playing games very early on.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right. Just show him some Pendragon. Except for
Yeah.
then he'd want to chop people up. I don't know.
As someone who got introduced to role-playing games early on, it will keep them out of trouble. I promise you.
I
It will
agree.
keep them
yeah.
out of trouble, out of girls.
Out of
Yeah,
girls
it's
for a very
highly-
long time. Yeah.
Highly effective.
Hey, I'm one of those people. I was
Well
also,
done, Maggie.
I'm in the same boat. Maybe that's why I'm also very awkward. I've just always been in that realm of things. So, but I have friends who do all these other crazy things, and I'm just like, nope. Like I was telling JP, I was like, when I was watching these people in the Ultra thing, I'm like, it looks like so much fun, and then when I get there, I'm like, there are so many people. They're touching me. What's happening?
Yeah. It's pretty
I can't
crazy
handle this.
there.
So yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
That's what's been going on.
Well,
Gaming,
yeah.
anime, things, work.
There you go. Last but not least, Neal, what's up with you?
Not much. I just got back from an acro balance class with my girlfriend, which was fun.
Acro balance? What is
Yeah, it's like
Aren't you like a dancer?
yeah,
that? He
I do
is a
ballroom.
dancer, yeah.
This is more of
Like hanging from stuff and being.
no, it's more like a combination between swing lifts and gymnastics. I don't know. I'm not very flexible, but it's like getting into strange lifts and holds with your partner where they're they're standing
Oh.
on your
interesting.
shoulders and you're
Yeah.
they're
You'd
doing a
be
handstand
great
on
at
your
Ultra,
shoulders or
Neal.
something
You could
like
just
that.
have chicks stand on your shoulders the entire time. You'd be great.
Yeah, I know. I'd be great at
Let's
Ultra.
go to Ultra, Neal. I'll stand on your shoulders.
Neil for the next go-go dancer.
There's one of the daughters. One of the daughters was just on right there. That was.
So other than that, I made a delicious stew yesterday. It was I've never made any stews before, and I was
Stews
kind of
are
hesitant.
great.
But I went for it, and even though halfway through the stew making process, I realized that my brother had either thrown out or eaten all of our potatoes and carrots,
Uh-huh.
which made me very frustrated. It still came out amazing, and I'm quite pleased with it.
You can't really fuck up a stew.
I'm
Stew's
realizing
so good.
because
I eat a lot of stew.
You just
Well, that's my week for you.
crock pot's so easy, Neil. You should have a crock pot life. Just stew
You know,
everything.
I don't have room in my house for a crock pot. I have a tiny San Francisco apartment.
What? Crock pot's like this big? What do you mean you don't have room?
But you can have a little mini crock pot. You can
Yeah.
have like a
You can put it in
one-person
your
crock
backpack.
pot.
Come into
Koibu.
my kitchen and you tell me where there's room to put a crock pot.
You can put it in you can put it in your bedroom, and your bedroom will smell great.
Yeah.
Is your kitchen
Ladies
the same
love it.
kitchen in the video that's for your like love bites thing? That scene?
Yeah, that's it.
Your kitchen's huge. My kitchen's tiny. You have no idea. You can't even fit 2 people in my kitchen.
All
So
right, you
don't
have-
even start.
I have
Yeah.
a kitchen. You have a tiny kitchen.
You have enough room for a crock pot. If I have enough room for a crock pot, you have enough room. You just need to organize your stuff.
If it was my kitchen alone, it wouldn't be a problem. But my brother's got his like big juicer that takes up this much space, and then
It does not take up that much space. A juicer takes up like this much space. He's gonna go.
Oh,
Getting his
get it.
juicer.
he's
That was,
throwing
like,
down.
bigger than his screen.
Oh man, I
He,
love
he
it.
does live in San Francisco. His juicer is probably quite large.
Yes.
That is a
Of
San
course, he
Francisco
lives in a
mandate.
mansion, so it'll take him 2.5 minutes to get across the house.
Yeah.
Even though
See,
it's just
you want to know how long it would take
it's
me to go to the
huge,
kitchen?
just us-
like
what?
1 second. It's like literally out my door.
Yeah, no, it's same for me. I would step out this door right here. That's my kitchen.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
step out
yeah.
that door, and around the corner is my kitchen.
Yeah.
Like that's how tiny my apartment is.
I lose. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god. Here it comes.
It's not that big. See, it's
That's
like
big.
That's
Yeah,
kind
he
of a big
probably-
juicer.
He probably uses it for juicing alfalfa.
it's this giant thing, and it takes up like all the space in the kitchen, where his alcohol bottles aren't taking up. Don't get me started. There's no room for a crock pot. There's no room. It's an ongoing process.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Funny. Juicer spotlight. There we go.
I didn't know juicers were that big.
They're huge.
Apparently they are. Well, anyways, let's play some Pendragon. So
Do it.
All right.
from juicing to Pendragon.
So there is one
a
important
transition.
point of procedure that we need to correct right away,
What's that?
which is that when you take damage, it gets compared to your size to determine whether or not you're knocked down by it, not to your dexterity. So we've been running that wrong, and it's kind of a big deal.
Oh.
I don't think it would have changed too much in the fateful battle versus Sir William Monahan Gallery. But I do think one of those times he actually got hit, he wouldn't have had to get up from the ground. So, yes. Anyway,
Interesting.
from now on, we will be playing it the correct way. So it's the year 492, and you've each been wintering at Castle Terrabil since King Uther requested that Earl Roderick garrisoned the castle. And to get us into it, let's hear some of the courtly gossip that's going
Oh,
around
yes.
the castle. There are 3 women sitting in a tower room practicing their embroidery, 2 young maidens, one all in green, the other all in brown, and a crone instructing them. A bright fire burns in a hearth nearby, lighting the room merrily and chasing out the chill from the frosty air of the early spring. The maiden in green says, "That duchess is the canniest woman around. Her husband's not a month in the grave, and she marries the king. Fortunate and canny, I say." The maiden in brown replies, "First, remember she's the queen now, honey. But let's not forget that it was the king who made that decision. I tell you, he's had eyes for her for a long time." The maiden in green replies, "Don't you think it is frightening that she said her husband visited her that night, though? The night he was killed? It makes my hair stand up to think of it. I tell you, it's Merlin's doing." The crone butts in. She says, "Listen, darlings, there is many a strange thing around that demon. I would never trust him." The maiden in brown, "Well, I'll say it's a shame about the king's son, though, that handsome, strong man, gone now. No wonder the king married so quickly. He has an heir to make, and a legitimate one this time." The crone replies, "Listen, darlings, I'll tell you something I have just heard. There is a lady out in the forest sauvage somewhere who has a son of Madoc's. Yes, true, just a tyke, but they say you know him from the great bushy brows he already has." The maiden in green says, "Don't you think someone ought to find the boy? That sounds dangerous." So, as I mentioned, you've each wintered at Terrabil as King Uther requested that Earl Roderick garrison the castle. Only a few months after the death of her husband, King Uther announces his impending marriage to the Duchess Igraine. The preparations for the wedding were lavish and costly, and though many warriors were complaining that it was time to attack the Saxon king Aelle to keep him from consolidating his recent victory over the city of Pevensey in Sussex, that was last year, the king only laughs them off and continues his preparations. The wedding occurred early in the fall to great fanfare. Since then, you've been serving Earl Roderick in the garrisoning of Terrabil, commonly riding rounds of the local land, entertaining visiting knights and lords, and generally keeping the peace. Uther splits his time between Terrabil and Tintagel, where his wife is staying. One day, Brastius, his bodyguard, returns without the king, bearing news. He says, "The queen is pregnant and due to give birth this summer. Let us all pray that it is a boy, so the line of the Pendragon will continue. The queen is in her childhood home of Tintagel to have the birth, and the king is staying with her." Earl Roderick immediately declares that there will be an impromptu celebration to support this news. He says that the following 3 days will be dedicated to gaming and contests, and that there will be a grand feast on the evening of the third day. The castle fills with a collection of knights and nobles. As everybody comes in out from their hunting parties, a number of visitors swing by from nearby manors or actually come visit from Castle Tintagel as well. The next day, Earl Roderick calls an early meeting of all of the important castle personnel and knights and lords and nobles, and he posts I'm sick. Did I mention that? Haha. He posts a schedule of the events over the next 3 days. On the first day, there will be friendly combat with blunted weapons in the morning. In the afternoon, will be dedicated to falconry. On the second day, the morning will be given over to horse racing, and in the afternoon and evening, there will be spaces set up for composition, oration, and dancing. And on the third day, in the morning and afternoon, there will be a grand boar hunt to capture a great boar for the feast. And in the evening, there will be feasting.
My favorite part before I pass out for 4 days.
Awesome. Are there any specific events that you guys want to make sure you participate in?
Horse riding.
Sword fighting.
Okay.
Sword fighting for sure. I suck at it, but I'll do it.
I'll probably
Okay.
do sword fighting and falconry.
Anything with lancing, I'm in as well.
Anything with lancing. There are actually no events scheduled with the lance.
I know you didn't say anything, which made me a
Yes.
little bit sad. I cried for like 2 minutes
When
I
you say
believe it.
off camera.
when you say blunt weapons, you mean we would be using our sword,
Yes, but
like,
your sword would
right?
generally be
A wooden
wrapped.
sword, right?
Right, it would be
Yeah.
wrapped in canvas cloth, and
Sure.
therefore, when you strike, it will have much less damaging power.
Yes, I wish to definitely partake in the duel tournament and then the hunt, and perhaps another hunt for Lady Jenna.
So, Sir Ronald, Sir Philip, Sir Quinn, all participating in the combat. In the falconry, is it? It's Sir Emrys.
I'll
I'll
also
come
do the
cheer Sir
combat
Emrys on.
if it's
Okay,
sword
good.
combat. I'll partake in it.
Yeah, it's melee combat.
Yeah. I'll partake
Anybody
in
else
that
for
one.
the falconry?
I'll just be in the crowd watching. I'll help
Sounds good.
him woo the
And-
ladies.
In the horse races, Sir Ronald and Sir Philip.
Definitely. I'm like all about it. Gwen's
And-
pumped. She's excited.
And I assume all of you will participate in the grand boar hunt, of course.
Yes.
Sure.
Sure. Are there going to be teams? Because I kind of suck at doing this thing by myself.
Yes, absolutely. There
All
will be.
right.
Excellent. So the following morning kicks off bright and early. Hang on. So, Sir Quinn, you mentioned wanting to find Jenna.
Well, yes. During the festival, I assume that I would.
You mean Earl Roderick's daughter?
Yes.
So you ask around. Actually, why don't you give me either a courtesy or an intrigue? Your preference.
Well, I don't think choosing one will determine my outcomes, so I'll go
Do you want to
ahead
borrow
and.
one of mine?
Well, I wish. Yeah, shucks.
Yeah, all right. So the most you can determine is that the Lady Jenna has not been at Castle Terabel yet this winter, and that she's probably actually overseeing the stewardship of Sarum in Salisbury. Since you do manage to locate Countess Ellen, the young and beautiful wife of Earl Roderick, who now appears to be showing very slightly a pregnancy. Earl Roderick himself, who you do manage to run into every so often as you're making your way through the halls, he's bustling around overseeing preparations, making sure that all the visiting lords and ladies have their rooms set to their liking, and that we have all of the goods in the castle to support the 3 days of celebration. He's in excellent mood. He seems just incredibly pleased with himself these days, happy to be trusted so highly by King Uther to be garrisoning this castle. He's delighted with the results of the war against Duke Gerlois. He's happy about the wedding of King Uther. And the other news is that the lady, the queen, actually, Queen Igraine, has a baby on the way. So, the next morning comes bright and early, and it's a fine, beautiful day, and everybody gathers in the courtyards below the massive walls of Castle Terabel to participate in the friendly combat melee contest. So, it looks like there's probably like 128 knights or so milling around, strapping on their armor. They have their squires helping belt them into everything, and the fights are all going to be judged to the first blood, no further. And everybody's using blunted weaponry, so everybody's attacks will be doing half damage. So all 4 of you wanted to participate in the melee combat, right?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. So why don't we start with, let's see. Tell me first what your current glory is. Sir William?
He's dead,
And by
but
Sir
his
William,
brother,
I mean Sir Philip, yeah.
his brother has 1,378 glory.
1378. Sir Ronald?
I think she might still be getting back on the call.
No,
Maggie.
1379.
Okay.
1379? Wow. You guys are running a close race there. Sir Quinn?
1413.
1413. And Sir Emrys?
1668.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit.
Hey, if you would have helped me against the fucking Duke,
I was trying to get there, brother. I couldn't do that.
So as you guys are preparing for battle, you notice that there's a rather large crowd gathering around Sir Emrys's, space on the ground, and there are a number of knights and ladies who are turning out to watch this battle, and you hear murmurings whispering through the crowd of how Sir Emrys was one of the ones who dealt a blow to the Duke. And a number of them actually mention that they think it was actually Sir Emrys's blow which guaranteed the Duke's death, and not that of the lucky knight who simply darted in at the last minute.
You have them all fooled. Well done.
Sir Emrys, as you slap down your visor and gaze out through the slit at the crowd, you see a familiar and beautiful face in the crowd. It is the Lady Adwin of the bright green eyes and winning smile and perfect teeth. And standing next to her is, a strong, not quite young, but not yet old knight, with a blue cross on his arms right next to her. And Earl Roderick stands next to them, conversing with the both of them quite freely, and they all three of them look very excited. But the Lady Adwen, as she sees you looking, she takes a quick glance to the man standing next to her, who is engaged in conversation with Earl Roderick, and she blows you a quick kiss.
I just nod towards her direction and hope that she understands I'm speaking to her.
She does.
Okay. And I try not to make too much of a thing of it. I just play it cool.
Excellent.
I'm not gonna. What was that movie, Wheat, that I told you I was gonna reference?
What?
Oh, A Knight's Tale. I'm not gonna go ask her for like her colors and stuff like that.
Well, that would not be entirely inappropriate if you wanted to.
Yeah, why wouldn't you if you wanted
Well,
to?
I'm already getting ready to fight. Correct?
Which woman is this again?
The one
This
that
is
you
the-
died
I
fighting.
can ask
woman-
for you.
This is the one that William died
Yes.
over.
Yeah,
It is she.
All right.
that's that one.
Well, if he doesn't say anything, Philip will want to at least,
I'll wait till
Give
I
a hello.
win, Steven, and then I'll speak.
All right, sounds good. So, your first combatant steps forwards, a young knight wielding a sword and a shield, and the two of you begin circling, and the crowd hushes as tension fills the air.
Okay,
Would you roll your swordsmanship skill, please, sir?
I will. Fuck.
Oh man. Okay, so hang on.
It's a critical
You
failure.
you go in quickly with ferocity, and your sword just slips straight out of your hand. And it flies over to the edge of the circle that's been drawn on the ground, and it sticks point first in the dirt. The knight steps under this wild blow of yours, and he just brings his sword, two-handed actually. He's using his shield hand as well. He brings it straight into your rib cage.
Okay.
He deals you 8 damage, which
that-
doesn't even get through your armor, but it also it staggers you a little bit, and you're without a weapon. So, what's your action now? Do you want to recover your weapon? Do you have another weapon on you?
What would be the roll to determine if I want to simply knock him back with my shield, like a shield blow or a shield blunt?
Oh man, well,
Can I do
think
anything like that?
I think you could try grappling him. I don't know that there's anything just to like bash him with your shield and knock him back or anything like that. You could try to use a defense maneuver in order to like take no damage while you're collecting your sword, for example.
Yeah, I think we'll do something like that. Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds good. So what is that? Just a D20?
That's going to give you +5 to your sword skill.
Oh, okay.
And on a success, you'll deal no damage. So go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay, well, my sword skill's 16, so it's 21, so I can't fail, right?
Correct.
19.
That means that you crit,
Okay.
which is super awesome.
I crit the sword pickup, so I hold it very true this time.
Absolutely. So yeah, you manage to get over to your sword, fending off this young knight's blows against your shield, and you grab your sword and rearm yourself handily.
Okay.
He comes in swinging at you again.
Is that a crit?
For him, it is.
Yeah.
What is yours?
And
20.
Is this with a +15 or +5 or no +5?
No.
Okay. 9. It's a success.
It's a success. So that's a partial success. So since you're using a shield, you get your shield added to your armor. So you get +6 to your armor.
Okay. So 16
So-
armor.
16 armor versus 22. You take 8 damage.
Okay.
No, 6 damage. And that's the first blood. So the adjutant raises a red flag and he says, "Sir Emrys has been bloodied. The day goes to his opponent." And the crowd claps demurely. Lady Adwin sort of like smiles and winks at you again.
I stay
And,
focused on one knee, and it's like I'm praying
Mm,
and being pious.
yeah. Are you like, what kind of a prayer are you saying?
I I'm just asking God, like, why has this happened, or why did these events
Why
unfold
have
this
you
way?
forsaken me?
I'm not going that far. I'm just saying. I'm like, I'm praying to God and saying, like, please, in future battles, please be on my side more so than in the past few moments.
Fair enough. The crowd coalesces around your opponent, he's probably about 21 or so. He's really quite young. And everybody, like the words on everybody's lips are how this young, brash newcomer defeated Sir Emrys, who struck down the Duke.
Right. I walk over to him and bow my head towards him in a sign of respect.
Ah, that's quite humble of you.
I would say so, yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and give yourself a check to modest.
Okay.
All right, Sir Quinn, let's find out about
Yes.
your sword engagement. So, across from you, there's this like massive hulking young knight.
Oh God.
He stands probably like 7 feet tall. He looks like he's got some giant blood in his past. He has like a boar's head on his shield, and he has a huge red plume coming off of his helmet, and he fixes you with a look that says, "I'm going to chew you up and spit you out for breakfast." Now you also have a sizable crowd of gatherers around to watch your combatant. So he just comes charging straight in at you, swinging his shield quite wildly, actually. Let me see here. He is actually making a special attack. It's called an uncontrolled attack. He gains a +10 to his skill against one opponent, but you can either make a free attack without him attacking, like without opposing him before he reaches you, or you can defend against this.
If I make the free attack, though, he gets +10 no matter what.
Yeah, he gets the +10 no matter what. But if you make the free attack, then you will still get to contest his actual attack. It's like because he's off balance, you're taking an extra attack against him. That's uncontested.
I see. Yes, I would like to take that attack.
Awesome. Go ahead and make your roll.
17. That's a fail.
All right. So your attack swings wide, and he comes barreling in at you.
Man, if this was D&D, we'd be fucking destroying fools.
God.
Open up with a 20 followed by a 19.
Yep. So he has a skill of 14. +10 is 24. So that's an 18 out of 20. So he succeeds. It's not a crit or anything like that, but he does hit you. He deals you 12 damage. You have to roll your engagement with him for this, because that will determine if you get to use your shield or if you are better.
10.
Awesome. So you do get to use your shield. You absorb 16 damage, and therefore you take no wounds. He brings himself back in after this mighty clash. The crowd actually roars around you as you smash together, dust rising in the air of the early morning.
Do I have any special attack to like purposely knock him down, or does that only happen through the action of an attack?
Yeah, you have to like actually deal him enough damage to to overcome his size and weight. And the thing is, like, these nightly clashes, they're happening almost in slow motion because of the weight of the armor hanging off of you guys and the weight of the weaponry. And it's almost like knights rely more on their momentum to keep themselves upright than any sort of skill. They've trained years and years in order to keep themselves balanced while going through these extreme motions. So if you go to the handouts page and check out the Pendragon rules summary, down on the right-hand side, there's special melee tactics you can use and optional combat tactics you can use.
Okay, awesome, great.
And you can do any of those just about at any time. So he circles you, patiently waiting for an opening to strike, and finally he does come swinging in at you. Go ahead and roll your d20.
Okay. 6.
Very nice. So he misses, and he's just off of his skill. So you're able to fend off a number of blows from him and deliver your own. Go ahead and roll your damage.
12. Damn.
All right. So that deals him 2 damage, which means that you've dealt the first blood. Your sword, your blunted sword finds a small gap in his armor, and it deals him a slight cut. All right. So
Good game.
he raises his visor, and you see that he's just this like clean-shaven, baby-faced man. And he holds out his massive gauntlet and grips your hand, and he says, "Well fought, Sir Quinn, well fought. I had hoped to fight a knight of your standing in my first battle. Thank you."
Thank you. Well fought.
Sir Ronald, let's find out about your engagement.
It's probably gonna go terrible because he's not a very good sword fighter.
All right. Well, Sir Ronald, you end up faced up against another young knight who doesn't look terribly adept at his sword. He has a little bit of trouble getting into his armor. His squire doesn't look super skilled or anything like that. His squire is just some 14-year-old kid. But finally he gets buckled in, and the crowd gathers around you and watches as you circle each other. What do you want to do first?
I guess attack.
All right.
Let's go. That's what I'm here for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. What's your sword skill?
It's bad.
Okay.
It's 10.
10. Wow.
I failed so
The
hard.
two of you slam together and in slow motion, just like thwacking away at each other's haunches with your swords, and neither of you find any purchase against the other, and you come out of this first round of combat no better or worse than you started.
All right. I'm going to blame that one on Bernard. Damn you,
Okay.
Bernard.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man,
Uh-oh.
he comes.
Oh, victory!
He comes swinging for you, and your blow to his midsection takes the breath out of him and knocks the sword straight from his hands. It skids in the dust and scatters away towards the edge of the crowd, which sort of like they all pull back away from the sword as it comes flying in their direction. How much damage do you deal?
Right. So with my sword, I'm not sure. I've never actually done damage with my sword before.
What's your damage?
So
roll your
is
damage.
it 5d6? Is that
I think that sounds
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
all right? 5d6. Let's roll this.
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
Much.
That's a good roll.
Nice. So technically, and I've been forgetting this, we're dealing half damage, so that's only 11, but it still deals 1 point of damage to your opponent through his armor, and you are victorious in your first round.
I like raise my sword and kind of like shake it at the crowd to get them excited.
And they cheer, and it's really exciting. Sir Philip. Now you're you're a relatively young knight facing off against another relatively young knight. The knight in front of you looks to be very wealthy. He's got like this velvet cloak that's keeping the sun off of his armor. He faces you and he says, "Sir Quinn, yes, I've heard of you. I've heard some dreadful things about your family. Shame about that, shame, but no one's stopping the Saxons, are they?"
Well, clearly you don't know who you're talking to, because
He
my
says, "On
name is Sir
guard."
Philip Gallery. Clearly you've mistaken me for someone else, so why don't you shut your trap and we'll get this over with.
Oh man, and the crowd sort of like murmurs to themselves as
Just like his brother.
yes. So, Sir Philip, what do you want to do as your first action?
I've been looking at these optional attacks,
Mhm.
but it seems like there's only really the wild swing that you can do, or uncontrolled attack. It doesn't seem like you have any other attack options.
Not
There are, but
terribly,
they're like
no.
unknightly, right? And then there's like dodging.
Brawling.
Yeah, but there
Night,
seems no other like offensive
Yeah.
maneuvers I can do.
Yep. Pretty much.
All right, then I'm gonna stick to, because if he gets a free attack before my attack goes to, yeah, screw it. We're just gonna do a normal attack.
All right.
I think if you're built for like more defensive fighting, this kind of works a little bit better.
Is that a
But if
crit?
you're like super strength and offensive, I feel like it could be dangerous to go against your decks.
Yeah.
All right, Philip Daily Gallery. This knight across from you swings in under your guard and bites straight into your leg, critting you. You get to use your shield in defense against this. So he deals you 11 damage, which you block handily with your shield and armor. And he snarls in your face and begins circling, looking for another access. He comes in swinging again, slamming hard against your armor, dealing you another 3d6 damage. Once again, the damage is completely negligible. He's beginning to get a little bit worked up. He comes at you once more. But this time you get the better of him, and the crowd is beginning to really cheer since they're sensing a battle that's going to go on for longer than a couple of blows. How much damage do
I
you
only do 46.
All right, so that's what, 9 damage or so? Yeah. You fail to penetrate his armor. But it does look like, he felt the impact of your blow. He decides to throw caution to the wind and come charging at you uncontrollably.
I would like. Can I use one of these? How does it go? The dodge. Is that what I want to do? The roll
You mean
against
evasion?
Evasion.
Or
There's a
Oh,
dodge
you
option.
I get a free
There's a
attack,
dodge
right?
option.
So if
Yes.
can I use my free attack instead of hitting him to dodge, and then if that fails, then I can still try and block the blow or whatever.
what you might want to do is use your free attack in order to attack him because it's unopposed. And
Yeah,
then dodge,
I want to. I specifically want to not attack him while he's using his uncontrolled attack against me. I have some dialogue that I wish to interpose. In the meantime,
well.
but I want to avoid the battle while he's being uncontrolled.
You can definitely give it a shot. So roll versus
Okay.
your dex.
So that's a 15 or lower. 14.
Very nice. Yeah. So I believe what that means is, yes. Oh no, that's evasion, not dodging. Hang on, let me double check here. Yep. No, you just get to dodge that blow. Totally.
Okay.
Okay.
And in the process, I want to say to him, you said he was a young man as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to say, young sir, an uncontrolled knight is a poor knight. Get hold of yourself. Let's make this a real battle.
He spits out a curse at you and he says, Sir Philip, battle is won by the bold. And he comes at you again, once again, uncontrollably. You actually see like an older man on the sidelines sort of like stroking his beard and watching this young knight. And he seems to be shouting through the crowd. I need a name for this guy. Generate. Sir Ron, he says. Control yourself. Remember your training. So he comes at you again completely.
I wish to dodge again.
Out of control. All right. He brings his sword just like cleaving down in the space where you once were. And he looks quite furious that you're managing to dodge him. And he says, fine then, come at me. And he holds up his sword and shield and enters a guarded stance waiting for your attack.
That's fine. I will attack him then.
All right.
Ouch.
So he succeeds, dealing you negligible damage. The blows clang in the morning air, sending shivers of sound echoing across the courtyard, where there are a number of clangs and similar grunts and shouts coming from other circles on the ground. He comes at you once again.
Oh god, I hit a wrong button.
What? Oh.
Okay.
You are successful this time.
Yeah, but oh, that
Oh, very nice.
still not quite enough if he's got a shield.
That's 11 damage. No, but he does have a shield. Man, okay.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
thought because he rolled lower, he didn't get to use it.
no, it's because he rolled lower, which means that he had a successful roll because he rolled under
so
his
partial
skill.
success is always shield.
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
exactly. So Sir Philip, do you have any passions you would like to call on for this engagement?
Family. This guy insulted my brother.
He did sort of make some references. Yep.
I mean, he tried to. He did a really, really poor job of insulting my brother. I'll just pass it off on him being like probably sick or something and not really able to remember
Yeah.
what was going
Yeah.
on. But
Makes sense. Okay, do you want to roll against your
Yeah.
love for your family?
Crit.
Oh my God, Sir
I do love
Philip.
my family.
You just like go Super Saiyan.
So what does this mean for my attack roll?
So you get a.
Does that mean his
Four.
red hair changes color? No.
Do you have red hair, Sir Philip?
I do have red hair.
He
That's
does.
awesome. Sir Philip, you like throw off your helm, and your eyes are just filled with fury at the actions of this unlordly knight. Let me tell you exactly what this does for you. It means you get a +20 to your skill for a significant period of time. I think for the rest of the engagement. Let's see here. Traits and passions. Nope. Gotta look in the chapter table of contents. '73. So you are inspired. You have a critical success, which means that you either double or gain a +20 modifier to your skill, whichever would result in a higher value. So for this circumstance, you get a +20 modifier.
So that means I roll at d20 plus 15.
Yes, and this inspiration never lasts for the length of the task at hand, but never more than for one full day. I think that you will remain inspired for the duration of this combat, like the entire melee combat.
This poor kid.
Yeah.
I hope I don't kill him.
Go ahead. He comes at you. So you crit,
Jesus.
and you deal what? Your 8d6 damage? Awesome. So you end up dealing 15 damage total, which is not enough to go through his armor and shield.
It's fine. I have a
but
feeling I'm going to be rolling crits from here on out.
I think that seems pretty likely. Almost like a 75% chance.
And
Yeah,
now
he-
Neal dies the second time.
You see this guy's eyes just widen, and he realizes you're in this fury. He immediately goes into defend. So he succeeds at his defense. And what is your action?
I was going to attack.
Yeah, so you slam into him. Let me double check exactly what defend does. I don't think it means you just ignore damage. So
Plus
that
10
probably,
to skill, but deal no damage on success.
yes. Yeah. So he doesn't deal any damage to you, but he did manage to succeed at his defense. So he does get his shield again to this, but you deal your full 8d6 damage to him.
Okay, I don't understand how defense works. So he gets
It's-
+10 to his skill, and as long as he succeeds, he doesn't take damage.
No, he still takes damage normally,
Uh-huh.
but it means that he's more likely to succeed on his skill
Oh, I
test.
see what you mean. Got it.
Right,
Okay.
which means he's more likely to get a partial success.
Okay. So that means I still deal my damage to him then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Roll your
cool, we go.
8d6. All right, so his defense was well placed. He comes back at you swinging ferociously in a riposte. It's a solid hit, but it's nothing to write home about. And you once again just rain this furious rain of blows down on him.
I got to do 33 damage. That's kind of hard on.
Man, it's still not quite working
You do
for
need
you.
to roll a lot, yeah.
He comes at you again. Not quite critting, but getting close. Yeah, you're just destroying this kid.
There we
And
go.
there you go.
That's exactly what I needed.
Yep. So you deal him a minor wound through his side. I think you actually crack one of his ribs just through the furious impact of one of your blows.
Yeah.
And he holds up his hand. He goes down to one knee. He says, "I yield. I yield to Sir William." And the crowd explodes. They're all incredibly enthusiastic about the outcome of this fight.
I put my sword away, however that is, or pass it off to my squire, whoever.
Yeah.
And I go and help him up from the ground.
He looks at you and takes off his helmet and he says, "Sir Philip, that was some mighty fine fighting. I can tell that you are proud of your family history."
Watch your words and use them wisely.
Aye,
Speaking in anger gets us nowhere.
aye, he says. "I see that now.
Yeah.
Thank you." And the old man who was stroking his beard on the sideline comes over and puts his arm around this man and says, "Sir Ron, come, let us review the finer points of your technique." He steers him away off into the crowd. So Sir Philip won his round. Sir Quinn, did you win yours?
Yes.
I think everyone did but me.
Yeah.
He won-did.
Eh.
Cool. So the crowd is diminished by half. And it's been a couple of hours now that all the battles have wound down. And your second opponents step up. So Sir Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're facing a small but quick-looking young man who looks about your age now, and he's got really well-oiled armor on, and his shield is painted purple with a quartering on it, and he steps into the ring and beckons at you, and the battle is joined. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. He comes at you swinging sword.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
So your sword goes flying away from your hand, skittering across the ground once again. And this knight just brings his sword up and into your gut as you're sort of off balance. And he deals you 6 damage. You know, nothing serious from the blunted weaponry, but it seems like you're having a tough start to your second battle.
It seems that way, GM. Thank you for reminding me of the situation at hand. I wish to roll. Well, actually, I wish to just as quickly as I can in this armor go and grab my sword.
All right, you're just going to go grab it? Do you want to try and evade
Just
in order
yell.
to...
Can he yell for his
Yeah,
armor,
actually-
squire?
I don't know if that would fly in battle. But yeah, actually, evade as an action to get the sword. Yes.
Yeah, so go
Since
ahead and
I-
roll against your dexterity.
Okay. I will roll against my 17 dexterity. 8.
Oh, yeah, so you're totally fine. This guy misses his dexterity just barely, so you are able to go and grab your sword without any problems and then come back at him.
Okay. I wish to make a second strike.
All right. He rolls fairly well.
Jeez. Oh,
Sir Quinn.
God.
Wow, this is exactly what happened to me.
So, yeah, he deals you another 6 damage, which isn't enough. But you're definitely feeling on the back foot now, in case you couldn't tell, Sir Quinn.
I am.
He comes at you again. His form is a little bit sloppier this time, so let's see how you manage to react to that.
I put both my feet down well planted and swing my sword. Jesus!
So the crowd just groans as blow after blow rains off of your armor. You see that some of the canvas on this knight's sword is starting to get a little frayed as it rains into you over and over. It's not off the sword yet, but if the battle continues for much longer, it may expose the blade.
Okay, well, I am an honorable knight that will not back down until that first blood has been drawn. Back. You got to be shitting me.
That's a 2019, 18, 17.
So, Sir Quinn, your opponent has crit,
Let's roll low.
and he deals you a fierce blow straight to the arm that deals you 12 damage. And since you missed, you don't get to add your shield. So it
Yeah,
bites into
fuck
your
the
arm,
dice.
drawing a very small amount of blood, but putting an end to the combat for you, unfortunately.
That is ridiculous.
The
What are the
crowd
chances?
groans and they applaud your opponent for his incredibly fortunate encounter. Let's go on to Sir Ronald once again, still in the fight.
Still in the fight. Magically, I don't know how this is happening. Pure
Ronald
luck,
is
but
going to-
he's soaking up the crowd.
Sir Ronald is totally going to be the one who wins the entire tournament. It's going to be awesome. All right, Sir Ronald, your opponent approaches you. It was actually Sir Emrys's opponent from the first round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he comes at you swinging his sword freely, guarding himself well with his shield.
He did. He guarded himself well. I did not,
Oh,
however.
my
I was
God.
all like a little confident, a little overconfident because I won my last round. So
Oh, God.
yeah.
If
Your next roll's a 19, so get ready for it.
if this were D&D, you guys would be destroying
Oh
things.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, so he deals you a solid 19 damage, which isn't quite enough to get through your armor, but you feel the impact of the blow. Not 19, obviously, 9. Or 10, I suppose, rounded up. But it's still, you managed to protect yourself just barely. The judges are peering closely at your armor to see if it's broken, to see if you're bleeding, but they allow the
Me
fight
too.
to continue. Once again, your opponent is
Dang.
keeping his form safe and stable.
Indeed, indeed.
All right.
But I'm
Yes.
able to do something this time.
Yeah. So how much are you able to do?
I have a 10. Let's see how much I roll.
Yeah.
17?
17. Okay, so you deal 8 damage or so to this knight. Not enough to do anything serious against his armor, but the crowd gasps at the turn of events as you begin exchanging blows in earnest.
Dang, this guy and his low rolls. What?
Oh, man.
no.
Okay.
I lose my footing.
Yeah, pretty much. You're just, it's not coming together for you this morning. You think back on all the years of training you had, and what skill of yours is higher than your sword? Like,
Lance.
what are you real known
My
for?
lance is my deal, dude. I'm
All
all
those-
about horseback riding and lancing.
All those times spent training with the lance and not practicing your sword, and you remember how your father used to tell you, Sir Ronald, why don't you practice the sword? And you were like, screw you, Dad, the lance is way better. Yeah, not a smart move, Sir Ronald.
Right.
The young knight comes against you again. The sun is beginning to beat down hotly on the pavement of the courtyard, and as it rises into the sky.
And I'm getting blinded by the sun.
Yep, once again. But unfortunately, the light gleaming off of your armor is too much for this poor young man's eyes, and he strikes you a very weak blow that glances off your shield before catching you in the hip, dealing nothing.
So he 13 is still a hit for him. Damn.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm-
These are some serious knights you're facing now. Now in
All
round
right.
2.
This is bad for me.
5d6 is not what you want to be
Oh,
rolling.
whoops, that's not. I hit the wrong thing.
That's quite good for
yes. Ah.
you. So that means that you get your shield, but you're not quite successful in the contest.
All those ones, look at that. I'm glad it wasn't an actual roll.
Yeah, really. So he deals you 8 damage. Once again, not not damaging you significantly in any way, but similarly to Sir Quinn's encounter, his canvas is starting to fray as well. So is yours. Once again, he's doing quite decently. Sir Ronald, unfortunately, is not fighting terribly well. Sir Ronald, do you have any passions you want to try and invoke for the duration of this combat?
Yes. My
Ooh.
loyalty to my lord.
Ah, okay. So, like, what is letting you invoke that loyalty to your lord?
I need to win this to show that I I have the glory to represent my lord.
Ah, all right, fair enough. Yeah. Well, and especially since compared with your immediate peers, maybe you're not
Yeah,
quite.
I mean, I've been helping and I've been fighting for him for a while now, and if I fail this, man, what am I worth when it comes to the actual battlefield?
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, roll against your passion of your love for your lord.
Do it.
Oh my God, please.
Oh,
Oh, 15,
man.
not a crit. I have a
Not a
16.
crit, but
Not a crit.
close.
Close,
Okay, so
very
you
close.
get plus 10 for the duration of this battle.
Sweet.
So that means
Oh.
that now your skill counts as a 20. Okay.
And now I start rolling low. What
Yeah, I
is
know.
this?
So your opponent just deals you a super weak blow, your shield absorbing all of the damage from it, no problem.
Nice.
You begin clashing with each other in earnest now. What is your constitution?
My con is 11,
Okay, yeah.
but my dex is 11 also.
All right, so you succeeded in this contest. Go ahead and roll your damage. 23. Okay, so that's a 13 or a 12, I guess. But he uses his shield and blocks all of the damage incoming. And the canvas on your sword completely rips free.
What does that mean?
It means that your sword is no longer blunted.
Ah, sweet.
But the both of you are starting to breathe quite heavily, and you think, it's quite common in nightly
Got a
contests.
little bit of asthma, don't mind.
Yeah, it's quite common in nightly contests that knights will fight for an extended period of time. And then since your armor is so strong, you'll just sort of take a break and say, okay, hang on, let's catch our breath again. You're getting to that point. So let's see if you can make anything happen here at the very end.
Aha.
All right, so you are successful once again. Roll your 5d6. 17. All right. You slam into him, and nothing really happens. The both of you stand facing across from each other, points near the ground, huffing and puffing, shields hanging from your left arms. And most of the crowd has kind of drifted away over the last 30 or 40 minutes as you've been pummeling each other with blows. And he says, Sir Ronald, what say you we take 5 minutes to catch our breath, watch Sir Philip's engagement, which is ongoing nearby, and come back and finish this. You, of course,
I think
are.
not.
You're pretty exhausted, Sir Ronald.
I am. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You can
Sure.
keep fighting if you want, but you'll start taking a -5 to your swordmanship skill.
Oh man, that would suck. Okay, I'll chill. We'll chill. We'll watch.
All right, cool.
What was this guy's name? This fellow's name again?
Oh, let's find out what his name was.
Okay, because I didn't catch
think
it.
I think it was Peridor.
Peridor. All right, Sir Peridor. This fight has been quite amusing, so I will stand guard for a moment.
Good. So let's take a 3-minute break in real life, and when we come back, we'll see what's going on with Philip's second engagement.
Sounds cool. We'll take the.
Whoa, he's never been married. Let's be.
Neal, shut up. You're still pondering things.
Carl.
Think a little bit harder, Neal. We'll see you guys in about 3 minutes as we're going into our first break. We're going 4 hours, so we still have 3 left. We'll see you guys then.
Love you too, JP.